Hi, welcome back. This is lesson 57, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute and easy cowl. This is a Lion Brand pattern, and you can see that there are sections of stockinette stitch and sections of seed stitch, and the final size, once you've knitted and put it on once or twice, the final size, this one is only 12 inches deep. And it's about 30 inches around. But I didn't have as much of this color yarn as in this scarf. And you can see, now I haven't put this on yet. When you first knit this, it'll be a little taller and a little narrower than it will be after you've put it on a couple of times and taken it off. And we're going to do this in two parts. This first part of the video is how to transpose the pattern. And then the next part will be how to do the scarf and how to fix your ends and so on and so forth. So that'll all be in the next part of the video. This scarf is made with two skeins of the shorter skeins of the Woolies Thick and Quick. That's the 87-yard skeins. You'll hold two strands together, and it will be deep enough and wide enough that you can, pull it up around your ears or whatnot. It's really cute and simple. So first let's look at the pattern, and let me take the scarf off. In fact, while we're looking at that, you might be able to see how this pattern comes out on this other color better than the black. I would advise you not to use, this is the color Blackstone, don't use this color for your first attempt at this because it's hard to see the stitches. And this is called Coney Island. This is a striping, so if you want a plain, I suggest, that we'll see this in the second part of the video, but this is a, all wool yarn that I got from Lovecraft, but you can more easily see the pattern. So, first of all, let's look at the pattern as it came from Lion Brand. And again, their finished size is 30 with their height being 15, and this is shy of this. This one, before you put it on, this is about 14 inches deep. But they tend to get, wider and a little shorter the first couple times you wear it. So in this pattern, they called for a US 13 knitting needle with one strand held together. But that's very small. So, I did some experiments and wound up with a US 19 size and two strands held together. Now, you'll see that the pattern reads K6, which is knit 6, and then they tell you to knit 1, purl 1 twice, and then repeat that from a round. And then in your second round, you knit 6. Again, this is for circular knitting needles. The next round is knit 6, and then purl 1, knit 1, and do that twice, and repeat a round. Now, they call for 60 stitches, and I made it, so it's a multiple of 10 then. It's 6 plus the 4, since it's 1 and 1 twice. So you take your, 60 that they started with to cast on, and then once you've divided that by the 10, that it's a multiple of 10. So they did 6 sets of this. So we're going to do 4 sets and put 40 stitches on, and first of all, you'll need some tools, won't you? So, you are going to use and this is about as many stitches as you're going to be able to get on, by the way. In my new kits, I'm including a 16-inch around knitting hoop, and this is the US 15 size with these caps. Now, before I sent these kits out, I made a little change. Both of these little caps are slit with a razor knife. So it's not perfectly straight, but it's meant so that it can go on there easily. And you'll put the first cap on, and then you'll put the second cap on over it. Now, you want to make sure that you've pushed your caps down just a little bit from the tip of this, and they don't have to be perfectly lined up. But you're going to be knitting onto this side, which I'll show you in the next video. Now, if for some reason, and it's better, by the way, if these arms are a little straighter, because then that little gap won't open up. If you have any trouble with your yarn snagging, This polyethylene tubing is harder to sand because it's very soft, but you can do it with even the smoother side of an emery board. One of these sanding sponges, but it has to be ultra fine. These are almost a little too rough. And when you go into the store, these are in the Home Depot and Lowe's and stuff, they're in the paint department where they sell all the things to spackle your walls. These work great. I use them and use them and use them and use them. It takes forever to wear one out. Or you can use some sandpaper, 400 grit, and be careful. But like I say, it's just soft plastic tubing, and that's why I suggested getting something like, this is pipes thread tape. You can get five rolls of these in a bag for like $2 at Lowe's. And when you put your pipe thread tape on, you'll see it's not really tape. This is a polymer film, and it'll bunch up real quickly if you let it. So you just want to, it's real thin, and you want to take it and put it on your tube. And this is if you have a place up here that's kind of snaggy and you want to eliminate that. And so hold your tube or your tape roll so that it's coming out off the roll like this, and it's easier to get it on your tube. And all you need to do is hold your thumb against there, and you want to roll the tape like so. And this way it won't bunch up. And then let it come off the edge a bit, and you can hold that. Now push that kind of down with your fingers, kind of scrunch it down there. And you can work all the way down if you need to. I don't often do that. I just do that. And then pull and press that down. It's not, again, it's not a true tape. It's just a film. There might be a little thread here or there. It doesn't matter. I had this on here just to experiment, and I made a whole scarf and a half just like this, and it would be good for another scarf. It's not sticky, it's nice and smooth, and that's a way you can kind of fix up the end of your tubing, or if you made your knitting hoop from a clothes hanger like we did in a couple videos ago. And now you need a cap for that size to make a US 19. Well, a US 19 is 1 7/8 around. My little cap, this little match for the US 19 is about 2 inches around. So that's the size you're shooting for. And by the way, if you've now put these together, just use your sticky mat and you should be able to pull that out. And if you can't, you know, you can lift this up. Just don't want to gouge the plastic or whatnot, because this is softer. So, so you want to make this so it's 2 inches around. So you can just keep layering paper. Now don't take the first piece of paper and tape it. You want it to be able to come off, see? And then you've got a little cap. So mine is not quite big enough yet. And all you have to do is keep layering paper on there about 3 inches wide. This is my 4th sheet. So you get the idea. You're just going to wrap it around there. You want to pull that snug. Got kind of off there when I was putting it on there. I didn't do a very good job, did I? Let's realign that, just for the sake of. So now you've got it around your, you could use cardboard, you can use, you know, this is just printer paper. So you could use, you know, scrapbook paper, it's a little thicker. And then you want to have something that's, you know, a little mark that's 2 inches so you can keep checking where you're at. And that's pretty darn close. It's right on the 1 7/8 inch line. Now, you can't really knit onto paper. So that's why you get Mr. Teflon tape out. And you're going to do the same thing on this. Now, this is really cheap Teflon tape. They make better stuff. But, you know, you're just knitting on it. You're not really trying to seal your pipes. So just do the same thing so that when you're holding that on there with your thumb, I'm getting this all goobered up, aren't I? Get on there. You know, whenever I make a video, I'm so nervous. Isn't that silly? After 57, it's just Joe standing here with the camera. Okay.
You need to do 58, and then you won't be nervous.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. It's like I'm like a deer in headlights. I could never be an anchor woman. Look at this. I'm just totally goobering it up. You get the idea. Even if you goober it up, so you're going to be like me the first time you do this. Look at my hand shaking. I think my blood sugar is a little low. Alright, there we go. Now we're back on track. See, even I goof it up. So, there you go. That's all you really need to do. You're going to work your way down. Really, I'm shaking like a leaf. I should have eaten something. Alright. You want that to be flat, though. You see how it's all ridged up? But it really doesn't matter. Making this look hard, and it's not. You get the idea. You want to work all the way down to the edge of your paper there. Okay. I think I better go get some orange juice. Anyway, you get the idea. That's going to cover up that paper, and you can leave it on there. Now, that way, if you have to, if you make a mistake and you want to switch this to the other side, and you need to backtrack, for instance, as you're knitting, you can take it off and do that. And just, again, just don't make it so tight that you can't slide it back and forth. And don't worry about these little tails of this Teflon tape. That's not going to interfere with anything as you're knitting. You would work that Teflon tape all the way down. That's how you could turn your clothes hanger into have something bigger. It's not fancy, but you can make many scarves, which is that little paper cap. And while we're on the subject, these caps that I sent you, this smaller one is a US 17. You can use it on your knitting hoop, and you can use it on the ends of your rod. Let me put this down here, because I couldn't get another size in the box. I need to find another size to substitute for that Schedule 40 pipe. But you can slide these right on the end of your dowel rod. And again, if any of this feels snaggy and it's catching your yarn, just wrap that Teflon tape around there. I won't do it again because it won't be right, will it? And if you don't like your clothespins, may I suggest, which is so annoying, these are all called mini clips, right? But you want, oh, where'd he go? I lost it. Well, there's a little teeny size that's really annoying because that's what happens. There's another little teeny size beyond this. Get the ones that are 5/8 inch across, and they're made by Goody at Target, and those will fit right there, and they'll actually clip on there. Don't get those itty bitty mini ones. It's already lost. I don't know where it went. Okay, watch part B. It'll be much better.